I think that going to school late helps students to study more and better. To study better condition because it makes students to have breakfast, which is important when students have to study.
She wanted to say that if students don't have breakfast before going to school, they will not be able to like fully use their brain due to the like scientific researches and stuff. So she was basically saying that there won't be morning hagwons because the teachers at hagwons work till like really late in the night, so they don't wake up at that time. They will never wake up at that time.
No, it's just like maybe a tip, or because you could definitely do comparative research in this kind of essay. It doesn't have to be. I mean, just Sweden as an example, just because I know we don't study that much when we're kids. Definitely not. I mean, we were in school maybe from 8 to 3, and then of course you have homework, and you do your homework, and yeah. And I was pressured, but maybe when I was more in high school, but even not like this. This is, I've never read something like that, and I think it could be just easy to do a study. You just look at test scores or university scores or whatever. Maybe Swedish, or I bet it's the same in Holland. I don't get. It's not like you go to school 12 hours a day, right? No. So I mean, you could definitely do like just comparative research. Like, how are Korean students smarter than those students? I mean, basically, you do that kind of research, right?
Reading and writing, and it is true. Like Korea scored high on it, but it's not that much above. For what I was looking at was like, for example, Netherlands or Finland or Sweden. It didn't differ that much. So I don't know if it really has that much effect or not to be studying that much per day, because I think your brain has a limit per day as well. There's only that much that you can handle, you know.
It's like for Korean students, their mathematics skill is good. Like when you're about to solve problems, like solve as many problems as possible within the limit of time, then they are really good. But then when it comes to like solve creatively, 49. I went to international school. Yeah, I got education from international school. I need calculator. Anyway, so like for example, like like Nobel prizes, or when it comes to like really big mathematics prizes, then Korean or lots of Asian people, they don't get it because they only know how to solve by the solution or like method, but then they don't think creatively. And I think that's really because of the education.
First of all, I think that we have serious insufficient public education. Very wrong to study for the university entrance exam that like Korean SAT kind of tests, you know?
Right. So did you go to Hagwon for 12 years?
Yeah.
Okay. So she said, I went to an elite education. Okay. My parents, can you read this part?
My parents were willing to fully invest in my education ever since I was really young. Thus, I experienced all kinds of private education, from art and music hagwon to English and math hagwon.
Call these kind of people like very international. You went to all kinds of hagwon, and you had a good time or a bad time?
I really had a good time. There were times that I didn't want to go to hagwon someday. I just want to stay at home and sleep, take a nap. But then I had great time back then too. But then now that I look back on my old days going to hagwons, it was really helpful because now I get to like play several musical instruments due to hagwons, and now I get to speak English like this, not because of the public education of Korea, but because of the hagwons that I went to. And then I know what is 7 times 7 like really quickly.
8 times 8.
I can do it in Korean very quickly. 64.
Okay, good. And then go on.
Yeah, it's kind of like after school activities that I don't know if it exists in Europe country, but I went to United States and went to public high school there for a year, and they all after like the school ends at 2 o'clock in the United States, and after that they just don't go home. Most of them like do the cheerleadings or field and track or swimming, or do some do play clubs or some do math clubs. It's kind of like that. Hagwons like functions like that in Korea.
Okay, so she said that not all but many hagwons function like after school clubs, enrichment clubs. Okay. Now, I have a. Do you have grades in hagwon? Do they grade you?
Some hagwons do and some hagwons don't.
And actually, some hagwons they grade you tougher than the public schools, because some of the, especially the hagwons in Daechido, expensive neighborhood, you have to test to get in. Okay. So, like my son, he was like rejected. All these English hagwons, and I'm like, because I told my wife, you watch so much Korean drama. Doesn't watch. Do you understand? So he like, everything's like, he's like immersed in this Korean culture. He lost all his English, so now they have to go to America next year. I need a roommate. So.
And I wanted to add that this kind of like really excessive private education are really like limited to some areas, some areas in Seoul and some areas maybe near Seoul, not in the other many areas. It's just really small part of Korean society kind of thing. So.
Okay, so this excessive education is, just some like that you don't. Now I have a few. You read my comments,
Yeah.
right? So basically, just to clarify, for those who read Tiger Mom is not just private education. It's a type of parent. Okay. And then I talked about Tiger Moms versus the what? Versus the liberal elephant, right? And so I said, at least in my study of Korean Americans in America, we saw that some parents like Tiger Moms, they use hagwons so their kids can win. They can go to the best school. It's a competition, zero-sum game. If I win, you lose. Okay? But other parents, they use hagwons like in a liberal way. It's like, I'd send my kids to hagwon not so they can beat other people, but so they can be better individuals. Okay? So they can grow and be enriched. Okay? And so, anyway, thinking about your parents, were they Tiger Moms or liberal elephants? Did they send you to hagwon so you can beat up all these other people?
Yeah, they were Tiger Moms.
Oh yeah. Oh. So her parents were mean. She's
No.
like, okay, you go to hagwon so you can beat up everybody else. So it was more to win or more for enrichment?
More to win in this society.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Maybe you can do a quick survey. Your parents, right? When they sent you, when they educated you, they sent you to school. Was it to win or to be a better person? Okay. Who has Tiger Moms? And okay, 1, 2. That's it. Come on, be honest. Your parents want you to win. Hagwon to get to the best school. Who had more liberal elephants? Your parents wanted personal enrichment. Oh, really? Even the Koreans is a majority. Your parents didn't care if you went to Yande or Kobe? Oh, okay. And your parents, they just wanted you to be happy and just learn? Okay. Okay. When you become a mom, are you gonna do tiger or elephant?
I haven't thought about that yet.
Okay. Do you want your kid to win?
If the yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Don't marry those people. We still want to marry you. Okay, but so yeah. I told you about my kids, right? Like I remember when I first met my wife and we married, we promised that we love them unconditionally. Anyway, it was a lie. Like I only love you if you do all your homework. So much homework from the hagwons. Okay, now claim number 2 is that I disagree with the statement that many Koreans show different standards of morality. She's saying that Koreans, well, in the article Tiger Moms, I show that many Koreans cheat. And you're saying, well, in Korea we don't cheat. Is that true? In Korea you don't cheat? Or many students, you don't cheat? Okay. You're saying what, Korean students cheat or not cheat? I'm not talking to you. We call people like her 착해. Everybody say 착해.
착해.
Okay, 착해. Too good. Miss Gear, what does that mean? You don't cheat? Yes.
I think we're cheating in high.
Tell us about your imaginary friend. Okay.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. When I was 8, I got a many tests in our Korean elementary school, and there is one test, but there is many tests, but I got all 100% correct. But the next day I got a 90 points on that, and then I thought that in that day I thought that my mother and my father will be disappointed on my points, so I got a 90 points, and the teacher knows, and it doesn't matter. After the class, I erase it the 9 into 10, so I make the 100 points, and then I show to my mother. But I was really, child. So my parents are adults, so yeah, I know, but I mean, it's kind of my personal experience. So she could easily find out what was wrong in there. So she told me that I'm not asking you to get a 100%, or I'm just to be honest on what you got, and after that I just got a 90 or whatever. So my mother doesn't care about the points. Yeah. Yeah. I want to be, but I might be caught if I do that.
My name is Minjung, and my friends, when I was elementary school student, my friends cheated, and it caused very big problem because of the Korean fever. Many tiger moms come to school and they shout, they have to retest because of the score. So it is very sensitive problem. So students all know about the result of cheating, and they always careful about the cheating. And when their friends did cheat the test, they push them don't do that because it is related about their score and their 등수. It is very sensitive, so I don't agree with that.
I think our punishments are not as much as here. That's why.
Okay, everybody say 보통. Either. Those are ordinary texts. And they define themselves as education is important, but so is social science. Okay? In contrast, there's a range. Therefore, okay, can you write that? Everybody say something. Either. Something is brain. What something? There. Oh, okay, there. Yeah, but I guess these are common. I guess the people are trying to compare the authors of brains. So these are people who only focus on individual subjects, not other people. And then the last group is this one, 노는 애들. Everybody say 노는. Either. Not either. Is it either or either? Oh, but okay. That's fine. 이거는 애들 노는 애들. And 노는 애들 are kids who only focus on social science. Not education. This is a psychology. If you see those three types of kids, you can put something in there, no는 애들, okay. So who are you? 보통. Okay. Who thinks you're 보통 애들? Raise your hand. Yeah, so psychology. So the author is saying, he interviewed a bunch of kids, and he said that according to the kids, he has three types of kids. Okay? There's 보통애들, 공통애들, 노인애들. Okay? Who thinks you're 보통애들? Who thinks you're 검탱이들? Who thinks you're 노는애들? Nobody's 노는애들? I think in Korea, when you hear the term 노는애들, it sounds positive or negative? Yeah, very negative, right? So when I read this, I thought, oh, this is kind of like countercultural. Okay. Who heard of countercultural before? Countercultural. Study, okay? And so this actually has kind of a positive connotation. This is kind of like a juxtaposition, goes against the man, do my own thing. And so, 노는 애들 sounds very negative in Korea, but in other contexts, such as poetry, it has some positive connotation. Anyway, thank you. Now, the irony is that this, because Koreans use desire, security, and freedom, and many Koreans think that if you compare it, you need to what? Right, you need to study. Okay? Who has a mic? Okay. What's your name?
My name is Haeyoung. Because I have to study for entering good university and then getting a good job. Many people think after that I can be free. Yeah.
What are you?
A loser? Yeah.
the test itself is revealed. That's a kind of cheating, but many Koreans think that that is not of cheating. That is not just kind of cheating. That is just problem about the SAT groups or institution, something like that. Yeah, that's just kind of problem, not on their, cheating, because we think that cheating is just seeing others' paper or in during the test time or something like that.
are the highest quality, cheapest Hagwon? They tend to be what kind of Hagwon? For those who read the article. The ones that yeah, they're the Christian Hagwon. Okay. So a lot of the churches they sponsor the cheap Hagwon for kids who don't have money. Okay. And a lot of the teachers they're willing to work for low pay because they feel this where this is what Jesus would want. This is what Jesus would want me to do. Their calling. And so the teachers I call her April. She said, God was telling me to not responsibilities from me, but I wasn't practicing for class. Academy focused not only on the academic achievement of students, but also the spiritual growth of children. I thought it was interesting that Hagwon is not just about winning or making money. I think a lot of teachers, they really want to make an impact on the kids. And I especially see this from Vietnamese teachers. Did anyone have this experience of when having a teacher who really cared about you? Okay. Were they like Hindu teachers or religious teachers? Okay, but they still cared about you. Okay. How about your teachers now? Do they care about you? No. Do I care about you? Yes. She said no. No sweat for no friends. Okay. That could be another topic. How come my teacher cares for me? I don't know. Do you think your teacher cares about you? Teachers back then, yes. Who loves you? Teachers cared about you. Yeah, anybody? Teachers, how many teachers? Okay. Okay, did you hear that? Yeah, school teachers have too many students, so they can't really care for you. It's just a number. Okay. Then who? Did anybody care for you? How about a Hagwon teacher? Did they care for you? Wow, she's like so in love. Who had a teacher who was very? Okay, one. Oh, sorry, coming back. Who are these teachers? All right, who's next? Next, okay. What's your name? Can you give her the mic?
I didn't go Hagwon much when I was young, but the only Hagwon that I went was English Hagwon, named Easton, and I met I at that age I was third or fourth grade at elementary school, and there was a teacher who came for religious reasons to Korea from New Zealand, but my house's religion is different from her, but my mother and father didn't think that big about the religion. Anyway, and at that time, the thing that I really wanted to be was speaking English very fluently, and I followed her very well, and she taught English after the Hagwon, and I traveled some good places in Korea with her, and she taught me about 3 or 4 times without any money, and she taught me of like a daughter, and yeah, and I really learned lots of English and lots of things about life and to be kind to the people from her, and that was a very, very valuable time in my life. Yeah. 딸. 네? What? 딸? 아. Daughter. 딸. 응.
I had a. I feel like in Korea, elementary school teachers are more enthusiastic at teaching, than middle school and high school teachers, because like in elementary school there are more like places to change, so like teachers, yeah, like, or like inspire them and give motivation. But like in middle school and high school, lots of Korean, or like 99% of Korean students, they only care about scores, kind of. 수능 test and or the scores, yes, the way to go to university. So teachers become very less enthusiastic. College, I think it really depends on majors. I mean, like some majors are like more about studying history and like past. Then like teachers, they don't really have to study more. So teach. Less caring, kind of. Like in college. Oh, not yet. Yeah, that's what I feel. Except the international school.
Yeah, when I was in high school, I had I chose the specialization in literature and arts, and I had some drama teacher, theater teacher. Yeah, and we were a small group, like maybe 10 students, something like that. So everyone was very close to each other, and we have like a community feeling, if you want. So yeah, I think we have the teacher was very kind with everyone, and we take care of everyone. So yeah, I think when you have some special small class, it's maybe better to communicate with the teacher and to have some some good feeling. Yeah. I think depend of each class. It's not the same atmosphere between each class and which core and teacher, I think. But I think maybe in some class people are more social. Maybe they're more available to communicate with each other and to have some interaction. But after, I think it's the same if you have a big class and you just split in some small group. It's like you have some small group at the end. So.
Every just common happenings in working places, like buses. 갈구는 거 뭐지? Yeah, bus around, and sometimes workers face some irrational orders from boss, but they just have to follow and stuff like that. And I think these all things is happening because people in Korea don't really learn spontaneity and independence during school education, and it continues even after graduation and working places.
Who watched the drama Missing? Nobody else watches it? Just 1 and 2?
I don't watch it.
Oh, really? Only one person watches it? I thought isn't this drama pretty popular now?
Really popular, but they are all studying to get a job.
But this drama is about you! When I read your paper, it kind of reminded me of the guest speaker. Remember Young-hee? And she said that, a lot of Koreans, they just study hard, they want to study into a big company, right? But they don't really think about if the company is like right for me, And because of that, many people are like very unhappy, okay? And so So maybe the lesson is like, I don't think all companies are bad. Maybe, you know, you have to find a company that is like a better, you know, maybe a better match for you.
It's not. I'm not saying that companies are bad, like all bosses like boss around or something. But it's just ordinary lives of Korean people.
Right, they don't like, yeah, they're not really thinking, like they're not really thinking about their life.
Like just like in high school for Sunung, they just think like they can do whatever they want after taking Sunung and going to university. But I think it's the same for getting a job. Like they think they can do whatever they want, and they just realize their dreams if they get a job. But after getting a job, it's just the same.
Then what happens Then what happens next?
Live the whole life like that.
Okay. So just live the whole life or just chasar. Okay. Don't chasar. Okay. And then my comments to you were okay. Was this your main claim?
Yeah, it's we consider the essence of education means that I think Koreans think education as means to go to university, not just
Okay.
the education itself. So I think it's the time to consider the essence of education. Like
Did you hear what Miss Cho said? She's saying like education shouldn't just be like to get into like top ranking, okay? You should, you know, focus on education as just to like personal like enrichment, okay? Yeah, and you think like if more Koreans thought that way, then life would be better? If more Koreans change their way of thinking, then life would be better?
I think fierce competition and the values that only success is the best in lives would not disappear or phase out. And actually, one of the reasons I brought this issue is because of this newspaper.
Okay.
Like, as the article says, in Busan Elementary School, a teacher makes students to get meals first, by according to their score achievement.
Right, next time, translate that into English.
Okay.
She's saying that in this one Busan school, the teacher said, if you score high, you get to eat first. Okay?
Yeah, I think competition is actually natural, and it's one of the driving force to advance the society. But fierce competition, like, makes many side effects. Like, you know, OECD suicide rate is ranked
I know,
one.
it's very high. I think we all know that.
So.
That's fine. I think maybe like one is like try to give me like, you know, specific claims and like example. Like, you know, what do you mean by change the essence? Does that include like specific policies, such as, you know, should we have more choices in public education, like charter schools or vouchers? Okay. Or are you talking more about this philosophical change? Okay. And so think about what are some specific ways. Okay, you can, you know, maybe policy, maybe more philosophical. Okay, and then because, for example, like a lot of liberal politicians, such as the new education minister and so, he thinks the answer is just we should just eliminate all the private schools. You know, if we eliminate all the private high schools, then it will be more equal. There will be less competition. Okay, but if we, you know, if we follow what Ms. Jo said, that, you know, it's all in our mind, then maybe private education is okay. If people want to go to private high school, let them, okay? Because, you know, people should decide what kind of education to get, and just focus on their personal enrichment, not so much on winning, okay? Because if all your focus is on winning, then you try to prevent other people from winning, so you can win. Okay, so you want to close down those private high schools. But if you focus more on how can everybody like learn and grow, then you don't care about, you know, closing down schools. You just want to give people more choices. Okay, and then also like think about like, you know, working hard is good, but, you know, work hard for your own benefit. You know, not just to like beat others. I don't know. Do you guys all work hard? Do you enjoy? Do you enjoy your learning and education? You enjoy? You enjoy? Sometimes? I don't know. It's like anyway. So I always like to spend like a week or two on education because I think it's something that a lot of people can relate to. Okay, and then I don't know. I think like my class is a lot of reading and writing, but do you think you benefit from that? Okay. All right. Don't lie to me. All right. You know. So anyway. So the idea is that I think working hard is good. I want you to be your best, but not necessarily so you can beat somebody else, but just so you can be the best. Okay? I think that's a better philosophy. Okay.
Because at my home university, we had like a video during one of my classes. Our professor showed a video in which you could see like there was like a CEO or something like that. And during his daily routine, he always went for lunch to some sort of fish market in Seattle. And he could see like the people, how they like communicate, how they throw the fish to each other, just to help the customers. So that made him feel very free, he said, during his daily routine or daily job. So I feel like if you go back to the essence, like why should you have a certain education? It's just to empower yourself for your personal development. So that's what I would think.